Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about why I sold my Bottega Veneta Andiamo bag in the medium size in the fondant chocolate brown color. I know this is such a controversial topic because this is a very popular bag even in 2026. Now I don't have the bag anymore because I sold it in July 2025, but I want to share with you why I bought the bag, the pros and cons, and why I sold it eventually. If you're new here, hello. I curate luxury items to mix and match different outfits in order to achieve an elegant and classic look. If you like this kind of content and find this video helpful, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Now let's get started. Now let's start with the story of buying the Bottega Andiamo bag. So I bought this bag in early 2025, I believe was in February, and after 6 months or so, I sold it. And my love of the BV brand started already before, almost 10 years ago. My first BV bag was the BV Garter bag. It was a white color tote bag where you can hand hold or as a shoulder bag. And I also owned the black one later on. So I really love this bag. And I feel like this is such a similar bag to the BV Andiamo bag. And I bet that Matthew Blazy must have gotten some inspiration from this bag to design the BV Andiamo bag because I think both bags share some similar functions and heritage, except that the Andiamo bag has an additional top handle, which the Garter bag doesn't have. So anyway, I own these two bags and I use them to death. I use them all the time. The leather was so soft. And then when Daniel Lee took over the creative design of the Bottega brand, I bought a bunch of bags from the house as well. I own a bunch of the pouches, both the big and the small size. I even own 3 chain pouches. I own a mini Jodie, which was really not user-friendly, and I basically sold them all. And they were very beautiful and popular at that time, so I also got into the hype. And then I thought these bags are too trendy, so I sold them. And now back in 2025, the reason I bought this Bottega Andiamo bag was because I wanted a tote bag. And I knew that my previous Garter bag was really user-friendly. And now this came in the new version of the Andiamo, and I thought like maybe it would be a similar function like my previous Bottega bag. So let's try it on. And this bag is so beautiful with the strap and the gold buckle and the additional top handle. So this is so versatile. So let's try it. So when I bought it, it was already 2 years after the bag released. So I thought like, okay, it was popular, but not a lot of people was carrying it. So I didn't feel like it was all over the place. So I thought like, okay, let's get it. The pros of this bag is that first, it is such a beautiful design. So the aesthetic is very simple. It is a rectangular shape tote bag. It is classic with an edge. The edge comes in with the strap where you can actually remove the strap, and the bag is also in a very slouchy shape where you can dress up or dress down in any outfit. So it's also appropriate for work, it's appropriate for leisure or weekend brunches. Maybe not date night, but you can, why not? Second of all, this bag is very versatile. Not only you can handhold the bag, but you can also carry it as a shoulder because you can just pull up the strap as a shoulder strap. And also you can just remove that shoulder strap and have this very minimalist look just with the top handle if you like it that way. And you can use a shoulder strap as a belt if you want it, but I never tried. So the variety of the ways that you can use this bag is definitely a big pro for many people, and including me. Another pro is that the leather is in excellent quality. I've also learned that the new interwoven innovation from Bottega means that their newer interwoven bags are of thicker texture than the old Bottega bags back in before 2020. I don't know the exact timelines, but that's what I've learned. And if you just look at the bags just look so beautiful with excellent leather quality. Last but not least, I think the other pro is that the shoulder strap can be removed. They just give a very minimalist look and very clean look if you just want it handheld. I've never done it, but I think it's good to have an option. Now let's move on to the cons. And that's also some of the reasons why I decided to sell my bag. Okay, the first con is that the single handle on top takes some space inside the bag, leaving less room for storage. As you can see inside the bag, the handle is actually connected to that piece of leather in the middle of the bag divider. That's why it leaves less room for you to actually store your things. That also means that inevitably, there's always this piece of leather in the middle of the bag that gets in your way whenever you want to put bigger piece of things inside or outside. Imagine if this bag is a traditional double handle bag, then you can actually open the bag wide and put everything including the kitchen sink inside. For example, like the Hermes Garden Party bag or the Loro Piana Gira bag. I totally understand that the top handle just adds one more versatility to the bag, but at the same time, it's costing the bag less room. The second con, and this is a very personal one, is that the intrecciato leather, excuse my pronunciation, that interwoven leather just makes the bag looks a bit heavy compared to smooth leather bag like the World Margot. So I know this is not a good comparison, but personally, I feel like this is the problem of this particular color, because if this bag would be in a white or a lighter color, I don't think it would look heavy. But because this is in a chocolate brown fondant color, I know this is a very signature color of the house. However, when the chocolate brown color pair with this interwoven leather, it just adds complexity and volume to the surface of the bag's leather. Because the interwoven leather is also a bit wider than the older version of the bag I own, I feel like this just makes the bag look a bit more heavy and more voluminous. And I said this is a very personal con is because I personally prefer something light and airy as my personal style goes. That's why anything heavy, it's a con for me. I actually even feel like the World Margot 15 bag, which is much bigger than this Andiamo medium bag, is less heavy for me, even though the World Margot is in bigger size, but because the smooth leather is very simple and minimalist, it doesn't add on any volume. For some reason, the Andiamo bag just adds weight to my look. The third reason I don't like it, or it's a con, is that the bag just slouches in a way that I don't like. I try to buy a bag insert, but the bag insert just limits the space inside further, so I just use the bag without any bag insert eventually. After a few uses, the corners of the bag just slouch in a way that makes me feel like I'm carrying a brick. Literally like I'm carrying a dark brown brick. When I don't use the bag, the way I store it is that I put some papers inside to keep the shape, and I care for my bags very carefully for all my handbags, including this Andiamo bag. But for some reason, the bag just slouch in a way that is very weird at the corner. And this is not something that I can remedy. And I tried to make it nicer, but it just didn't go back to the original shape. So I feel like this bag is nicer if you put something flat and if you don't put a lot of things inside. As long as you start putting something a little bit heavy inside, it's slouching in a way that I just don't think it looks good. Another con I can think of is that the bag is not balanced if you put heavy things inside. Again, because the bag has one single handle instead of two handles like a traditional tote bag, if you put something heavy on one side of the bag, then because the handle is in the middle, right? If you put something heavy inside, then the bag will just lean on one side, which is sort of tilted. Then I start to feel like that one little thin handle is so flimsy and not has the same proportion as the body of the bag. It's just a little bit too thin to be able to carry all these heavy things inside, in my opinion. Another con is that for the size, you might think that it can fit your A4 size paper or document or your 13-inch laptop, but the answer is not really. As you can see, I try to put A4 size paper inside. It doesn't really fit because the straps are getting into the way. And for the 13-inch laptop, the only way you can put it inside is that you just have to put up with the fact that your laptop might be scratching the straps. And if you don't want any irritation, you just have to remove the strap completely. But then if you remove the strap, then you just have one single handle. And again, the unbalancing problem will happen. Like the bag will be tilted to one side because you have only one handle, and if you put something really heavy on one side, then the bag will not look balanced on the side. For me, when I bought this Andiamo bag, I never intended to put any laptops or A4 size document inside. So for me, this is not a big con. But if you're considering this bag as your work bag, I think you need to really think about whether you have the need to carry some documents or laptop. If the answer is yes, you might need to think about whether this bag is suitable for you. Of course, if you only use your iPad, this is no problem at all. Or if you just want to put your little A5 notebook, no problem at all either. So finally, why I sold the bag. The most important reason is that the bag is so versatile and trying to achieve so much in a way that is costing the very function of the bag, which is the capacity of a medium-sized tote bag. And of course, even with this capacity, you can hold many things. I can hold my yoga clothes, water bottle, laptop, books, keys, wallet, even long wallets and everything. Yes, that's absolutely enough for essential needs. But if you want a little bit extra, then I feel like the space is a little bit limited for the size of the bag you're getting. And when you're not using the shoulder straps, just using the top handle, I feel like the shoulder straps are really getting in my way, as in they're hanging around in the air when I'm carrying it, and you have to tie a knot or something in order to not let it get in your way. So yes, versatility is the biggest pro of this bag, but at the same time, I don't need that many versatility because at the end of the day, I need a tote bag that I can hold enough things. And this is very personal because my need might be different from yours. But if you are mainly holding something flat and something thin, not very weighted and heavy, I think this is a nice bag because it will also slouch in a way that is supposed to slouch. And other reason why I sold the bag is that I simply have too many bags. And even in this particular color, I have a similar bag like the Row Marco 15 bag in a dark brown color, and I love that bag a little bit better than this bag. And I don't need too many tote bags, to be honest, because these tote bags, unlike mini bags, they take space in your closet. So I don't want to keep too many big bags in my closet. And in the end, I feel like I have used this bag a lot, and I don't want two bags to compete with each other with similar functions, capacity, color, and athletics. Third reason why I sold it is because the color might not be right for me. Again, I mentioned that the fondant color with the interwoven leather just makes the bag look a bit heavy for me. And I feel like if this bag would be in a lighter color, like my previous garter bag in a white color, I might keep this bag forever. But I still don't know whether this is true or not because I don't own any Andiamo bag in white color. I think in the new season they do release such color, but I don't intend to buy it because I have a lot of bags already. Eventually, I sold this bag in July 2025 after using it for I think about 15 to 20 times, so I used it quite a lot. Whenever I bought a new bag, I always try to use it as much as I can after buying it, because if you don't use it after you buy it, you will probably never use it after 6 months of not using it, right? So I can truly say that I have enjoyed this bag, but I don't need more bags. And things that annoy me are outweighing the things that are enjoyable for this bag for me. That was the very reason why I sold this bag. Do I have any seller's remorse? Yes, absolutely. Because after I sold this bag started to get even more popular with new colorways, with price increase, and everyone trying to get both the small and the medium size. And this particular fondant color in medium size is so sought after. And by the way, this bag was sold in seconds after it was listed in my local consignment store. So yes, after I sold the bag, I started seeing a lot of people carrying this bag on the street, and I feel like, oh, this bag is so beautiful. What did I do? But then whenever I think about the reason why I sold it, I knew that I made the right decision. And again, this is a very beautiful bag, but it's just not the bag for me. What is your view on this bag? Are you still trying to get one? Are you enjoying it if you own one? Or this bag also annoys you and you're thinking of selling like me? Let me know your comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this video. See you guys next time. Bye!